Marcus Johnson tightened his grip on the steering wheel as he drove through downtown Los Angeles. The city lights reflected off the polished black Lamborghini. For most people, it was just another luxury car. For Marcus, it represented 10 years of sacrifice. 10 years earlier, he had been sleeping on a friend's couch. Now he owned one of the fastest-growing software companies in the country. He smiled as he remembered the meeting he had just finished. A major investment firm had agreed to fund his newest project. The deal was worth nearly $50 million. Life was finally rewarding all the hard work. Then flashing red and blue lights appeared in his mirror. Marcus looked confused. He checked his speed. Perfect. His turn signals? Used correctly. Everything seemed fine. Still, the police cruiser remained behind him. A loud siren echoed through the night. Marcus slowly pulled over. "Not again," he muttered. This wasn't the first time. Two officers stepped out of the patrol car. Officer Harris was tall and broad-shouldered. Officer Miller followed close behind. Both stared at the Lamborghini before approaching. Harris tapped on the window. Marcus rolled it down. "License and registration." Marcus handed them over. The officer examined the documents. Then he looked at Marcus. Then back at the car. Then back at Marcus. "This your vehicle?" "Yes." Harris raised an eyebrow. "Really?" Marcus remained calm. "Yes, sir." The officer looked unconvinced. "What do you do for a living?" "I run a software company." The officer smirked. "A software company?" "That's right." Harris exchanged a glance with Miller. Something about the look bothered Marcus. It wasn't curiosity. It was suspicion. "Step out of the vehicle." Marcus frowned. "Did I do something wrong?" "Step out of the vehicle." Marcus slowly exited. Traffic continued passing. Several drivers glanced toward the scene. Officer Miller began walking around the Lamborghini. "Beautiful car," he said. Marcus nodded. "Thank you. Mind telling me how much it cost?" "About $400,000. Miller whistled. "Wow." Harris folded his arms. "That's a lot of money." Marcus remained polite. "It is." "So where'd you get it?" "My business." The officer laughed. "Must be some business." Marcus felt his patience beginning to wear thin. "Officer, if there's a reason I was stopped, I'd like to know." "We're asking the questions." Minutes passed. Then more minutes. The officers began searching the car. Marcus watched in disbelief. "Do you have a warrant?" Harris ignored him. "Any drugs in the vehicle?" "No." "Weapons?" "No." "Large amounts of cash?" "No." The search continued. Nothing was found. Not a single illegal item. Yet they kept looking. A crowd slowly started forming. One teenager pulled out his phone. "Yo, this is crazy." His live stream started instantly. Thousands of viewers began watching. Comments flooded the screen. "What happened? Why are they searching him? Did he do something?" The teenager pointed the camera toward Marcus. The viewers immediately noticed how calm he remained. After nearly 20 minutes, frustration finally appeared on Marcus's face. "Officer, am I being detained?" Harris looked annoyed. "For now." "For what crime?" The officer didn't answer. Marcus shook his head. "I think we both know why I'm standing here." The officer stepped closer. "What exactly is that supposed to mean?" Marcus looked directly at him. "I think you saw a black man driving an expensive car and assumed something wasn't right." The crowd became silent. Even the teenager filming stopped talking. Officer Harris's expression hardened. "Careful. Careful about telling the truth?" The tension grew instantly. The livestream viewers exploded with comments. The video spread rapidly. More and more people joined. 10,000 viewers, 20,000, 50,000. Meanwhile, neither officer realized what was happening online. Then something unexpected happened. A black SUV pulled over nearby. An older woman stepped out. The moment she saw Marcus, her eyes widened. "Marcus?" Marcus smiled. "Mrs. Williams." The woman rushed over. Officer Harris blocked her path. "Ma'am, please stay back." She looked offended. "Stay back? That's Marcus Johnson." The officers exchanged confused looks. "You know him?" She laughed. "Know him? Half the kids in my neighborhood know him." The officers remained silent. The woman pointed toward Marcus. 5 years ago, our community center was going bankrupt." Marcus looked embarrassed. Mrs. Williams continued anyway. "We were going to shut down. Hundreds of children would have lost their after-school programs." The crowd listened carefully. Marcus donated enough money to save everything. People began whispering. The live stream comments exploded again. Still, Harris wasn't impressed. That's nice. Mrs. Williams stared at him. Nice? The man changed hundreds of lives. Before Harris could respond, another luxury vehicle arrived. Then another. Then another. 3 black SUVs parked beside the road. Several professionally dressed men and women stepped out. One of them immediately approached Marcus. There you are, Marcus sighed. Sorry about this. The man looked toward the officers. What's going on? Harris crossed his arms. Police business. The executive stared at him. Police business involving our CEO? The officer blinked. Our what? Our CEO. The executive pointed directly at Marcus. Officer Miller suddenly looked nervous. CEO of what? The man seemed shocked. They didn't know. Johnson Technologies. The crowd gasped. Even Harris recognized the name. Johnson Technologies had recently appeared on national news. The company was worth hundreds of millions. Marcus wasn't just successful, he was one of the most respected young entrepreneurs in America. The officer's confidence began disappearing. Meanwhile, the live stream had reached nearly 100,000 viewers. Major news accounts started sharing clips. National reporters noticed the story. Within minutes, local news vans arrived. Journalists rushed toward the scene. Cameras surrounded the officers. A reporter pushed forward. Officer Harris, can you explain why Mr. Johnson has been detained for over 30 minutes? The officer froze. Another reporter joined in. Was there probable cause? Another microphone appeared. Did Mr. Johnson violate any laws? Questions came from every direction. The officers suddenly found themselves under scrutiny. For the first time all night, they had no control. Marcus remained calm. One reporter approached him. Mr. Johnson, do you believe you were unfairly targeted? Marcus paused. The cameras waited. The entire internet seemed to wait. Finally, he answered, I believe everyone deserves to be treated with respect. The crowd nodded. I cooperated from the beginning. He glanced at the officers. I provided every document they requested. The cameras turned toward Harris. The officer looked uncomfortable. Marcus continued, but respect should never depend on what someone looks like. The statement spread online instantly. Millions began sharing it. The next morning, the story dominated social media. News channels replayed the footage all day. People debated what happened. Politicians commented. Celebrities reposted the video. The pressure became impossible to ignore. The police department announced an internal investigation. Then came the discovery that changed everything. Investigators reviewed body camera footage from before the stop. The recording revealed a private conversation between the officers. Officer Miller pointed at the Lamborghini. No way that guy owns that car. Harris laughed. Let's find out. The footage spread across every major news network. Public outrage exploded. The department immediately suspended both officers pending investigation. Days later, Marcus received thousands of messages from people around the country. Many shared similar experiences. Many thanked him for speaking out. But Marcus surprised everyone. Instead of filing a massive lawsuit immediately, he requested a meeting with city leaders. Reporters filled the room. Cameras pointed at the stage. The mayor sat nearby. Police officials sat nearby. Community leaders filled the audience. Marcus stepped to the microphone. The room became silent. I could stand here and talk about anger, he paused. I could talk about frustration. Everyone listened carefully. But that's not what matters most. The cameras zoomed in. What matters is making sure situations like this become less common. People nodded. No child should grow up believing they'll be judged because of their appearance. The room erupted into applause. Marcus continued speaking for nearly 20 minutes. His words reached millions. By the end of the week, the city announced new training programs and accountability measures. The officers eventually faced disciplinary action. But the biggest impact wasn't punishment. It was awareness. A traffic stop that should never have happened became a national conversation. Months later, Marcus returned to the same community center Mrs. Williams had mentioned. Hundreds of children greeted him. Some wanted autographs. Some wanted advice. One young boy walked up. Mr. Johnson? Marcus smiled. Yes? The boy pointed toward a poster showing Marcus standing beside his Lamborghini. Do you think I can be successful one day too? Marcus knelt so they were eye level. You absolutely can. The boy smiled. Even if people don't believe in me? Marcus nodded. Especially then. The boy's eyes lit up, and in that moment, Marcus knew something important. The greatest victory wasn't proving the officers wrong. It was inspiring the next generation to believe in themselves, no matter what obstacles stood in their way. The end.